Oh, hey, oh, hey, it is probably 2:46 a.m. Yes, it is, but I'm doing this for you. If you don't know who I am Super Soj. And if you are on my herbal page, I am Soj Ashaya, but either way, they are both me. In this video, I want to give you the disclaimer. I am getting IVs. I am at the hospital. If that is very triggering for you, if that is not your type of video, please do not watch it because I don't want you to be traumatized just to talk about these things because I will be talking about them in other videos. What are we talking about today? We are talking about trigger point injections, pudental trigger point injections. I will be saying it in the video, so if I don't get it right now, watch the tape. All right, so this is about me showing up, showing the prep work, showing all of the things that we're doing. We are talking about what is actually going on. This is a version of what I do to manage my pain. You can be awake. This is an inpatient, like an in room procedure. However, I do not want to be awake for needles from front to back on both sides. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. So this was an option. I pretty much punked out the first time I was supposed to do it. And I called them and I said, if I can't be asleep, then I don't want to do it. She said, oh, you actually can be sedated for this. So I said, sign me up. Why didn't you mention that before? It is a 20-minute procedure, about 20-30 minutes. The longest part of this procedure is actually waiting for the OR, talking to all of the staff, because you are still going to be under anesthesia. So this is a procedure and you need to take it seriously. Another thing I wanted to say, even if you don't have these parts, it's important to learn this information so that you can pass it word of mouth or so that you can tell someone else. So even if it's not for you, it can help somebody else, because I did not even know this stuff existed. I've had it done twice before, so this is my third time that you'll be watching. And yeah, so happy watching. Hope you learned something. Put your comments in the thing below. Good morning, y'all. I am going to get trigger injections and pudental injections. The trigger injections are kind of like surface, and the pudental ones are inside of the actual tendons and muscles of your vagina and your like pelvic floor. So I want to be sedated. So the process, we're going to be in a small OR today, an operating room. And I know we are because of which building we're in. Whenever it's a huge operating room, we're in a different building, but the procedure is just as serious. So, yeah. I'm editing and I saw this picture of the form. Take a screenshot or zoom in. They asked, have you taken a GLP-1? Like Mounjaro, Ozempic, Wegovy, Trulicity, in the last 7 days? If so, are these taken weekly or daily? So they want to know, are you on these drugs long term? Is it a temporary thing? And also, when's the last time you took it? So this is because when you're under anesthesia, your stomach doesn't always, no, when you're on GLP-1s, your stomach doesn't completely empty, and that's kind of a way that it keeps you from having a lot of cravings. And so, and it also does things to the gastrointestinal and all of your GI tract. So they want to know if you have that in your system, because when they lay you down, they want to make sure that you're not going to throw up or you're not going to choke or aspirate. So this is very important for you guys to be honest about whether it was prescribed or not. They're not going to ask you follow-up questions, okay? But if you're taking certain drugs, like look at the checklist that they asked me. It's very important because these drugs are fine when you're awake, but then sometimes when you're under, or certain anesthesia drugs that they give you, or certain things that they give you, like let's say your blood pressure is high while you're under, they might give you something to lower that, but it might not interact well with another drug that you're on. So make sure that you pay attention to the checklist and ask questions if you need to. Talk to your doctors about that if you need to. And the worst case scenario is that they might reschedule you, but at the same time, if most of like I've had certain things that they did not reschedule me, they just took extra precautions. So like one time I was like throwing up when I laid down because I had really bad acid reflux. So instead of canceling me inside the surgical room, they said that they were going to put me under, and then they were going to put a trach in, like they were going to put a breathing tube in. So they actually put the tube in, and I woke up, my throat was sore and everything, because they said we don't want you choking, so we need to control you breathing the whole time because we don't want you to choke. So that is very, very, very important. And yeah. So the thing I like about this hospital is that when you get here early, they take you early. So I'm taking out my jewelry. Sometimes I ask them for like one of these urine containers. I brought my own little. I take them all out, and then they gave me a urine thing so I could take a pregnancy test, per usual. Pro tip. You take it out. Over. I don't care how good you think you are. Do not take this out. I usually do it like this. I set it down and I take it out, but I'm trying to. I'm about to set this down and take it out with both hands, and then I'm sure. My rubber bands keep popping, so I'm looking crazy. And then these are like, so of course I'm also about to fix my hair. That makes me feel better. Gives me something to do. So they take you really, really, really early. So like my procedure is at 11. But my check-in is at 9:30. And then I got here early, so they took me early. So it's not even 9 o'clock. And I'm already back here. They want to take a pregnancy test. They're going to take your blood sugar. They're going to put an IV in. They're going to ask you, do you have any loose teeth or anything like that? And then like they'll make you take your dentures out, all that stuff. If you have your family, after you're already dressed and naked, they let you sit down. Your family gets to come back. And then all staff starts coming back, answering all your family's questions, meeting whoever you brought with you. I don't have anybody here with me today. So, and it's not my first rodeo. That's fine. So basically this is out of my hair. They're already on these roaches, and then I'll go back with a rubber band on top of it. I tried 2 rubber bands, and I was like, why are my rubber bands popping? When I was a kid, it used to take forever to even get those rubber bands out your head. I had to take like a straight razor. Yeah! They're like, Miss Johnson, you okay in there? This is all my stuff. This bag is to put my stuff in. Some of my stuff, my socks, and then see, there's a method to my madness.
From here or from your old pharmacy?
Well, they said that they could bring it to me.
Yeah.
Bedside, so yeah, they can bring it to me. I'm fine with that.
Should we put, if the pharmacy needs a phone number, should we put your friend's phone number, whoever's picking you up, or there's a different person?
Oh, my brother.
Is that your brother?
Mm-hmm.
Steven,
yes.
You can put Steven's number and phone, but it's your boyfriend. I just assume. I should not be assuming, right? Height and weight the same enough.
They don't care. I was just there like 2 days before, and they still asked me my weight. They still asked me all of the prescription drugs that I'm on. They asked also the frequency. So if you have drugs and you don't know the names of them and all that kind of stuff, you can bring the bottles if you want. You can take pictures of the bottles, and then you can just go and order. So you could just say, hey, I have a picture list, or hey, I have a list of the frequencies and things. And it really does help because so you'll be like, asthma, you know, the inhaler, I use that twice a day. This one, I take dicyclomine as needed. The last time I took it was 6 months ago. So if you have like your pharmacy history, you can look at that. Or if you look at your mind chart, you can see what your, you know, just look at your information and have that ready, because they will not proceed unless they know what you're taking. So yeah. Okay, warning, 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 warning. There might be some blood. You will be seeing me get a live IV because we had an issue with my IV. My IV was on, and then I had a liquid dripping down my arm down to my elbow, and I was going to leave it alone because I didn't want to get a new IV. But then I realized that any medication will not go in me, and I need that anesthesia to be locked in. So I told her she didn't have to take it out, because they're trained professionals. She didn't have to take it out. She checked on it, and that's what you're about to see. So if you don't like watching that kind of things, then look away for the next 53 seconds.
It's not tight enough in the back there.
IV is acting squirrely.
Make sure it's not leaking anymore. Okay, good. I think it was just not tight. Okay, let's do this again. You're not feeling any leaking anymore. Right?
It doesn't burn or anything.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
They're on the floor.
Now that I got my IV in, all of the wiring, pretty much they make you get completely naked, take all of your anything removable out, so contacts, dentures, prosthetics, piercings, jewelry, everything has to come off. Metal things have to come off. Your nurse, they always have you explain what do you think is happening. Then they ask you like, who's here? And at this point, if somebody was with me, they would be sitting over there, but my bag's sitting over there with all of my fun things. And then the saline kind of like hydrates you, gives you some like electrolytes while you wait. There's somebody ahead of me, so I'm probably gonna be here for like 40 minutes. I gotta take a nap, but like if you had somebody with you, you could talk to them and hang out with them until they take you back. So next, the anesthesiologist team is gonna come, the surgeon or your doctor is gonna come. They're gonna be like, hi, my name is blah, 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 blah. And then if you were having surgery, they all would initial what you're having surgery on. And today I'm not having surgery, I'm having a procedure. So I've had this doctor for a while, so I know who she is. I've had this procedure before, so I think I've even been in this room before, like this little section before. So yeah, I'm just waiting, and then after I talk to staff, maybe I'll come back. Okay, so the part that I just said, I just want to clarify. When, like, if you're getting surgery on your arm, the staff initials that arm. It used to be because they'll think that they know which limb or whatever, and then they'll get in there, and then sometimes people will operate on the wrong arm and leg. So now the staff signs that part that they're operating on, so that everybody knows what's going on. So it's like they literally sign your body. It's pretty cool. So when I had excision surgery, I'm sure I'll be uploading that video. The pictures on my stomach, the writing on my stomach are my anesthesiologist and my team and my doctor, and all of their initials on my stomach. So that was that. So anesthesia just came in. I just signed my consent form. It's going to be twilight anesthesia. So basically you're not unconscious, you're just really so groggy and like out of it. You're not really going to remember it. I don't want to compare it to this, but a lot of great drugs are do this to people. But like when you get a colonoscopy and like those kind of procedures, you're actually not completely out, you just don't remember anything. So it's kind of like somebody told you, do you remember talking to me this morning? And you're like, no, I don't remember talking to you. Like we had a whole conversation. That's kind of what they do to you. It's a 20-minute procedure, and yeah, pretty much I get a breathing tube, and we'll talk more about it. So we were just talking, and he's like, do you have anything to say? I'm like, thanks for doing this, because I know the procedure is really, really short, but I don't want memories, because they do give you numbing shots on both sides and on the outside, and then they start going deeper and deeper and deeper until they get through the muscles of your pelvic floor. I don't want to wake up. I don't want these memories. So it is quite a privilege to be able to be put to sleep or twilighted during this thing. So yeah, so they're gonna have assistants back there, and then like recovery is like an hour depending on how fast my body metastasizes it, and well, like that means break it down, and that's it. And I didn't put like lip gloss and all that stuff on because they're gonna put like stuff on my face. So we're about to go. The resident's about to come in, sign my consent form. My doctor just came in. I was on the phone with my auntie when my doctor came in, so I couldn't record the conversation. Sorry. I'm new to this, but hopefully, I was trying to catch it, but I couldn't. Anyway, she pretty much was like, we've done these before, same as before. We're going to put you to sleep. We're going to give you the injections, the same risk of infections at injection site. We're going to clean the inside and the outside of the vagina. And yeah, it was a really like 1-minute conversation. This is my third time doing this, so I had no questions. Usually they talk more when you have questions, but if not, they just be like, all right, cool, so we're just going to get started in a second. So they're going to do the last consent forms, ask me again, do I have any questions? And after that, I just go back and get them. So I had to pee, and he was just like, you know where the bathroom is? I'm like, yeah. And he was just like, you was trying to bust out of here. I know what you was trying to do. I said, look, I thought about it. The urge just came. I was like, nah, I'm gonna fall asleep and pee on these people. I know y'all gonna clean me up, but like, let me go to the bathroom. He said, thank you. Appreciate that. And I don't know if anybody else does this, but even if I took a shower before I got here, as soon as I get here and then right before my procedure, I still clean my parts again. Because I know they're gonna do it, but like, I'm gonna do it again. They put you on these boots, and when you get in there, it hooks up to a machine and it squeezes and lets you go the whole time to help keep the blood circulating through your body to stop blood clots, because you are under some anesthesia. Another doctor visit that I did not film was one of the attendings, one of the doctors that works with my primary, like my gynecologist. She came in black, young, and we were talking, and I'm like, is it weird that I'm so compulsive about cleaning my parts? She's like, well, we clean it for you, I'm like, is that a weird question? She's like, no, that's not a weird question. Ask any question that you want to make you feel comfortable. And if you're not comfortable, we always can give you something for the anxiety while you're under, or before we take you back. We're here for you. If you need a warm blanket, if you need anything, just let us know. And then she was just like, and also, she was saying that even as a doctor, she does the same thing when she goes to her doctor's appointments. She's like, I don't know what's up with us, like hiding the panties in our clothes, or, just being so shy. She's like, but I just think it's just like a modesty thing. She's like, but, she just hopes that I'm comfortable. And I was like, and honestly, I'm just so proud of you, because I know that this is not an easy field to do, and you're black, you're young. And she was like, yeah, I sacrificed a lot to be a doctor, but I hope that even seeing my face makes you feel comfortable and calm. And I was just like, honestly, it really, really does. And she was like, well, I've been in your shoes, so we're gonna take such good care of you. I'm gonna learn a lot. The doctors know exactly what they're doing. She's like, I've done this before. And I'm like, you do these all the time? She's like, yes, I actually do surgeries. I do everything. So, you know, you're in really, really great hands. I see that you've done this before. I said, yes. She's like, and then she explained the whole procedure again. And I was just like, she's like, I know you know, but I just wanted to go over and tell you myself so then I can at least scratch it off my list that I talked to you personally, and you know, my mind will be clear that you really understand what's going on and you're fine. I'm like, I'm fine. And she was like, yeah, but everybody does it. She's like, well, no, not everybody. Some people don't bathe, some people, none of that. But she was just like, but the ones that do, they're always like, I'm sorry I didn't shave, I'm sorry about this. She's like, we don't care, we just really care about getting you sterile. And so she's just like, you know, so we're gonna take care of everything, don't worry about it, we're professionals. So I just got dressed and I have to pee. So they gave me some pads just in case I need to do that, and I asked for some wipes. Call you back. I'm about to pee on camera, so if you don't want to watch that, it's about how many seconds? 30 seconds. So you're gonna see my real face and what it's like. All right, cool. Jesus. First pee. I'm not gonna lie, I'm feeling this one this time. So a little bit of a foreshadow. This is never, like, I've never been in this much pain afterwards. It just was like tender. It was sore. I just really felt exhausted. But again, the reason why we're managing my pain is because my pain is starting to get worse and worse and worse. So this was a way that we can kind of intervene, at least with my pelvic floor, so that it relaxes and calm down. I already was in pain. I already experienced pain with walking, pain with moving, exhaustion, sharp pains down my legs, pain in my rectum, pain from front to back. So what I was referring to is that usually the first 2 times that I did it, I felt like an immediate pressure release. So like, usually, have you ever had to go to the bathroom and it was felt like that pushing down feeling? It felt like that, but that's how it usually feels. But this time I was actually tired and tender, and I really didn't want to move my legs apart from each other. So that is a huge foreshadow for the next video about a pain episode that followed this, and I filmed the days of that. So all of this was just a spoiler alert for what happened after, so stay tuned. But this is the rest of the recovery on my way home. My nurse is about to give me some Tylenol while I'm still here, while I'm waiting to leave.
But it's enough where I already...
Still the fucking hood though. Look at this.
Miss Bessie better slow her bitch ass down.
Shout out to my nurse. He was so kind. He was so thorough. He went and got me pads. He got me wipes. He got me like heating packs. He got me Tylenol. The Tylenol did the trick. He helped me get in my wheelchair. He was like, you want your compression boots back on? Just lay down. I actually went back to sleep. And he was like, no, I'm going to let you sleep a little bit more, you know, before we send you home. So I stayed about 30 or 45 more minutes. And, yeah, so it was really, really great. I felt like he watched me well, and he wasn't acting like, ooh, nasty, she's a girl, oh, she has a vagina. He wasn't acting like that at all. He was like, you want me to go get you some wipes? I'm like, yeah. So he's like, all right, I'll be right back. Like, he really was helping me. He was like, sit down with your bum first. We're gonna turn your legs. He's like, don't spread your legs apart. He's like, keep counting your knees together while I turn you so it doesn't pull anything. Very tender, very kind, 100% would recommend. And he's grown. He looked kind of like Samoan. He was huge. He was stocky. And I was just like, my man is a nurse. Like, I was just, my man be having patience. And he was like, that's what's up, that's what's up. Like, you know, he's like, we got to stick together. We out here. The male nurses, the male doctors, we out here. Well, y'all know the male doctors are out here. But yeah, it was cool. So shout out to him. He made me feel very comfortable. And yeah, he wrapped me up and sent me upon my way. He gave me straight on to my brother. Oh yeah, shout out to my transport too, because the guy who came and got me to bring me down to my brother, he was just like, no, I'll take you all the way. He took me. It was freezing outside, and my brother was on the corner. He like, where is he going? He like, where you at, Steve? Steven, where you at? Steven. He like, put him on the phone. Put me on the phone. He literally like took over. It was so funny. He like, he gonna drive you? Like, he got you? I'm like, yeah, he got me. He like, okay, come on, let's get you in there, love. I'm gonna take you all the way. He literally went above and beyond. He's supposed to take me to the door, and then he took me all the way to the curb where my brother was, and then he helped me get in the car. Like, he damn near picked me up and put me in the car. And I was like, thank you. He's like, no. He telling my brother to stay in the car because traffic was coming. He was like, no, I got it. This what I do. And when I tell you, he was so perky. He was like, you feel better, sweetheart. Don't be doing nothing. Go home and get some rest. So that actually really cheered me up and got me in a perky mood. And then my brother picked me up. And the next clip I had to take out, it was just us driving in a neighborhood in Chicago. Maybe I'll keep it, but I had to definitely mute it because the conversation was not the conversation was not PG, okay? Like, cursing was there. So yeah. Just got home. Look, my nurse was not playing. I could barely text. He put this thing. You ever seen something this flat? He was not messing around. Okay, this next screenshot was me watching Hurricane Melissa in real time. And basically, like, my boyfriend, he kept calling, he kept checking in, but I knew his mind was there, and then I was trying to stay focused the whole time because, you know, both sides of his family is from there, and the internet was really making me mad. People complaining about the locals who literally weren't with their families, making sure that they were okay. So that was just wow to me. And when you are doing surgery, anesthesia, any type of medical procedures, you really do need to be calm. So this was a crazy day, and I thought that, like, I wouldn't put it in, but I've decided to put it in because this is also a part of my day. I was very emotional. I was very scared. I was praying for them, and I had to calm down and separate myself for a little while just until I got out of my procedure, because you do not want your heart rate so high. You don't want high blood pressure. You don't want to be panicking right before a procedure. So I was just trying to stay in a positive mood. That's why I was talking to all of the staff, but I definitely was screenshotting every once in a while, and I just had to get off my phone. But everybody was murmuring about it. Everybody was talking about it. So I just want to take a moment to honor the people who lost their lives in Hurricane Melissa, whether it was from Jamaica, whether it was Haiti. These people don't have a lot of resources. So it's still not too late. They still need clothes. They still need underwear. They still need socks. They still need food. They still need resources. So if you know somebody Jamaican, if they're about that, you know, they're still connected with home, send them some money to put in on a barrel. You know, they'll send all of the stuff. Like, they'll take care of it. They know how to take care of their own people. They're mighty. And they got it. So just shout out to the people of Jamaica, and I just continue to pray for y'all, continue to support y'all, continue to help y'all. And I just couldn't like skip over that because it was a huge day that was life-changing for so many people. I was actually feeling really great. No pain. It don't burn anymore. And I was feeling great, but now I got a really bad migraine. I'm cramping really bad, and my menstrual started. So I'm about to turn this light off and just rock for a second. I'll check in later.